So today we're going to be talking a little bit about Team USA's roster, and we're going to talk about something that I don't think people realize when it comes to Team USA. And Team USA, it is going to take Team USA losing a game before they change this, by the way. And they didn't lose in the Olympics last year. They did not lose. Had they lost in the Olympics last year, then okay, they wouldn't be doing this anymore. But they didn't lose in the Olympics. If you guys don't know why they nearly lost in the Olympics last year, not even just in the finals, they were starting games to getting destroyed. They were getting destroyed. Like, if you didn't see their games, they were getting killed. Like, they would play games and they would start off because teams would just go at Chelsea Gray. Teams on the offensive end would just target Chelsea Gray. They would just target her. And then when it came to the other end, Chelsea Gray really struggled. In the final, by the way, Chelsea Gray was a -8. They started Chelsea Gray, and oh yeah, they're down 6 points in the first quarter. Like, France were the better team up until about 2 minutes to go in that game. Chelsea Gray, they targeted her. They cooked Chelsea Gray. Sabrina Ionescu couldn't really get on the floor either. It was Kelsey Plum. It was the move of Kelsey Plum and Jackie Young into the 1-2 that won it for them. Kelsey Plum was a big-time game changer. Kalia Copper, who wasn't on the floor, by the way. They weren't even playing Kalia Copper until later on in the tournament. And she was one of their main players in the final. Aja Wilson, obviously, like, terrible in the first half. She did come alive in the second half. But they nearly lost the final for no other reason than complacency. They didn't play Taurasi or Jewel Lloyd. At the same time, they nearly were losing early by playing Taurasi. Team USA are sentiment over fit and ability, everything. They are sentiment over everything. That is the most important thing, is what you did 5 years ago. So I'm telling you this right now. Chelsea Gray, despite not playing point guard for her own team for years, like, they moved one of the biggest flaws of the 2024 Aces was the ability to just go at Chelsea Gray. Chelsea Gray was playing point guard, and I understand Chelsea Gray, but Chelsea Gray is not that much faster than she was in 2024. What Chelsea Gray did was still be an elite shot creator. We saw in the WNBA, that's much better at 3v3 than it is a 5v5. She is still an absolutely elite shot creator. At the end of the day, though, if you're looking here at this Team USA, she is going to start. Because, if you guys don't know, Chelsea Gray, in her prime, when Chelsea Gray was at her best, and by the way, Chelsea Gray at her best was one of the best point guards of all time. When Chelsea Gray was at her best, the corpse of Sue Bird at 40 years old was the starting point guard. That is who started point guard. It was the corpse of Sue Bird. It was a player that was not even remotely close to being the best player at her position. And Chelsea Gray still to come off the bench. There were players like a Courtney Vandersloot. Actually, no, she played for Hungary. But there were players that didn't make the squad over Sue Bird. And by the way, Sue Bird at her best, obviously, one of the best point guards of all time. That being said, Sue Bird's best was not when she was 41 years old. Like, she was 41, and they were starting her. They were starting her at 41 years old. So they're going to go and do the exact same thing when it comes down to it with Caitlin Clark. They are going to have her sitting her ass on the bench because playing Chelsea Gray at a position she doesn't even play anymore for her own club is going to be more important. And by the way, Caitlin's not going to be the only player that gets screwed by this. The reality is there should be some form of a three-headed monster, as in like your three players who can all play point, all play off the ball. Your three-headed monster should be your starting five of Jackie Young, Caitlin Clark, and Paige Bueckers. That should be your starting five. No ifs, ands, or buts about it, regardless of what you're running. That is your starting five. Just in terms of size, you've got defense, And you're coming up against, like, you don't necessarily need you don't need to bring a bunch of athletes out there. You just need basketball players because you're not playing that good Spain. Like, it is what it is. Spain are okay. But, like, I'm sorry, is Maria Conde coming off an Achilles tear? I'm not worried about Caitlin Clark guarding her. Like, I'm not worried about a lot of these matchups. I'm not worried about Paige Bueckers guarding Alba Torrens, even though Torrens is taller. I'm not worried about that matchup. At the end of the day, Team USA have a very, very big advantage in these qualifier games. They're not going to, other than Spain, they're going to kill everybody. But it is going to be an interesting one because I think that no matter how bad they are, Chelsea Gray is still going to start. I think Jackie Young and Kalia Copper are guaranteed to start. And by the way, the Mercury got worse when Kalia Copper was on the floor last year. The Rose got worse when Kalia Copper, like, back. I like Cal Copper. I don't think she's a bad player. But, like, there is no reason. If you are trying to win a basketball game and you are starting Kalia Copper over Paige Bueckers, Caitlin Clark, or Sonia Citron as a fourth or fifth option, there is no logic other than sentiment. Dearica Hamby, if you got what Angel Reese has done to Dearica Hamby when the Sparks face the sky over the last couple of years would violate the Geneva Convention. Angel Reese has absolutely made a mockery of Dearica Hamby. Dearica Hamby is going to start. And Aaliyah Boston is lucky she's the only thing that resembles a center there. And they're bringing Kiki Iriafen as backup center because Bree Jones got injured. And by the way, Bree Jones would be starting had she not got injured. They would have the ability to start. Like, this is what they're almost certainly going to do. And you just know. This is a team who has the ability, which is crazy to think about, who has the ability to start Caitlin Clark, Paige Bueckers, Jackie Young, Aaliyah Boston, and fuck it, no team has any size at the 4. Start whoever. Start Copper at the 4. Start Chelsea Gray at the 4. You know what? Yeah, start Chelsea Gray at the 4. I'm confident with Chelsea Gray guarding Raquel Carrera. I'm confident, ironically, with Chelsea Gray guarding Dominique Malonga versus France. I would be confident with that. I would actually be confident. If you guys don't know the matchups, Chelsea Gray is a fantastic post defender. We saw it against Natasha Howard, how much Natasha Howard killed Nalissa Smith, but how much she struggled on Chelsea Gray. She's a fantastic post defender. Like, if you start Chelsea Gray at the 4 and you kind of go a bit small ball, you've got the runner, you've got a running center in Aaliyah, you've got a running two guard in Jackie Young, you've got the freaking best offensive engine in Caitlin Clark, and you've got the best like half court two shot creators in Chelsea Gray and Paige Bueckers. Like, you don't lose. You have the ability to put that team on the floor, and they're gonna fuck about. Like, if it wasn't for the injury, they were gonna fuck about and put like Kalia Copper. And the funniest part is they're probably gonna sit Kelsey Plum on the bench, despite the fact that Kelsey Plum literally was what you call it. Kelsey Plum was one of their main reasons why they came back in the like subbing in Kelsey Plum for Chelsea Gray for most of the second half. If they didn't do that, they don't win the Olympics. They simply put, do not win the Olympics if they make that decision. France beat them. But yeah, this is an interesting one. But it's funny looking at it because everybody knows they're not going to start. Everybody knows none of the young players are going to start. And it's the weirdest shit ever. It's like all this, paying your dues and all this shit because you know they're going to do it. It's the weirdest thing. Play your best players. Play your best players. Like, play your best players in their best positions. Fuck all that shit. Like, they didn't bring a point guard to the last Olympics. Because Chelsea Gray, who, by the way, Chelsea Gray post-injury has been a fantastic off-the-ball player. He's figured it out. She has figured it out how to revive her career by becoming an off-the-ball player. She has been a garbage point guard for 2 years. So anyway, yeah, that's the video. See you guys.